Hallo, Baseballlover312 here, and welcome to another edition of the Weekly Rant. Today I'm joined by TheChudude, Baseballlover, and our guest, Fiascotje. How are you guys doing?
Hi.
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 We are less energetic this time, guys. Sorry for that. We just recorded 10 minutes of the Weekly Rant. Then I realized that I was muted and you could only hear the other three guys. It's not as fun. I mean, you want to be able to hear our expert opinions out there in the crowd, but you also want to be able to hear the game host, or podcast host, me. So sadly we're gonna have to do this over again, so if we sound like we've been through it before, it's because we have been through it before. But this episode is going to be featured around the 69th edition of the Vuelta Espana, which is coming up next week, Saturday or Sunday, one of those days. Which day?
Saturday.
Saturday? Start Saturday. What?
26th of August.
So,
No. It's
No.
Or
well,
the
no,
23rd.
for TheChudude, how can it be the 26th for you?
Okay.
I'm looking at this. Are you 2 days ahead of us? Can you tell me what is it like from the future,
It
TheChudude?
starts on the 24th in
So,
in America and Europe. So
Time trial doesn't count. And then
Oh.
we got a flat stage. That doesn't count as well.
okay.
Stage.
Stage 3 doesn't
Well,
even
then
count anyway.
the race, and then a little punchy, stupid hill does not count either.
Yeah,
'cause that's
exactly.
Not gonna gaps. So let's say that the Vuelta starts on the 28th.
The stage 6, or what?
Yeah.
Okay, you could also just say the Vuelta starts in the very final stage of the time trial. It's probably the one that's going to matter the most anyway. At least that's how all the GCs has gone so far, when the time trial is like on the very final stage or two. That's how they've gone. But speaking about time trials, the very first stage is a team time trial. These Grand Tours have gone away from doing prologues and they've started doing team time trials. Dude, what do you prefer? Do you either want to watch like a 2-kilometer prologue in downtown Spain, or do you want to watch a 12-kilometer team time trial?
Well, I think different races require different things. So I always like it to start with some sort of time trial, whether it be individual, a short one, a prologue, or a team, because you get your little separation before everything starts. It's a bit better than just a sprint, which is, I feel like it doesn't, it's not as separated as much. A good little time trial is good. I don't mind that, but team time trials are good. I don't mind it. I don't see what the fuss is about. The Giro team time trial was pretty good. I didn't mind that. But yeah, it's.
I'm gonna go commit suicide. Bye.
I mean, time trials depends. Like, well, you want a team for GC guys. Team time trials. You want to make the GC teams think about it as well. Work on the team time trial, or else it's more important to have a stronger team, obviously. So team time trials, if they have that, it could work for some teams, could not work for the other, and it just encourages teams to think about time trials, not just bring an old climbing team. That
Well,
also helps for the race, I guess.
Baseballlover, I know you are a strong opposer of time trials. I know you hate them to death. You are a young kid. You're impatient. You don't want to sit there and watch one go by one, go by one. It's not very fun to watch. What would you rather watch if you had to watch it from start to finish? A team time trial or a 2-kilometer prologue?
I hate team time trials with a passion. I hated them before the Giro, and then the Giro happened, so now I will never watch a team time trial again. And so I would rather see a prologue, honestly, because I hate time trials, like I said, and they're only 2K, so you get it over with faster. Plus, everybody's on a different time, so it's a little bit staggered. With teams, you're on the same time as everybody on your team, so that ends up being weird in the overall the first few days. I don't really care for either. I hate time trials. They should just have a race with no time trials ever. And but I'd rather see a prologue than a TTT.
What if you started with a flash stage? Because I think the reason they start with a time trial is to bring out those yellow jersey or red jersey in this case, what's it called, like nerves. Because as we saw on the Tour de France this year, everybody wanted to have the yellow jersey in stage 1 in Yorkshire. Everybody was sprinting for it. We saw Gerrans and Cavendish side by side headbutting each other. I think Vuelta Espana and Giro d'Italia have gone away from doing flat stages because they just don't want people to crash out of the race in the very first stage. They have few stars, they don't want to have less than what they start with. What do you think, Fias?
Yeah, that's true. I think that's true. But the question about what do you like to see more, time trial, team time trial, or a prologue? I would like to see a team time trial. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just totally go to
Why?
the other. Team time trial is funner to watch because it's going faster than a prologue, and yeah, I just like to see people work together more than with one person. But for the classification, a prologue is funner to watch because, for example, Quintana is not the best time trialist, and he could struggle in it in a prologue. So
So you're saying he's gonna get carried?
So you're saying you like team time trials?
Yeah.
Yeah, he could lose some time, I think.
I could see that. I could see that.
If it was a prologue, but it's time.
Do you guys
team
like
time
team
trial.
time
So
trials?
and Movistar's a pretty good team. Also, pretty decent team time trial team. So I think he's not gonna lose too much time in this stage.
What are you saying?
They should always bring in team time trials when there's like two co-leaders that don't like each other, like Lance Armstrong and Alberto Contador back in that year. Makes it very interesting.
Well, they won the team time trial though,
Yeah, it's just
because they're still really good.
See, if Wiggins and Froome wanted to battle against each other, and they're in the same team. You put a team time trial in, it certainly makes it interesting.
See, but here's the deal: anybody who likes team time trials also likes mutilating bunnies, ripping flowers out of the ground and watching them die, watching the sun be taken over by dark clouds, watching babies cry for their mommies, and etc. They hate life, basically. They hate happiness.
Crashing.
Welcome to the life of baseball lover. Watch at everything. Like, you watch everything and you think that's a beautiful flower. Baseball overlooks, that's gonna kill me one day. That's gonna kill me. That thing's gonna jump out of that pot and it's gonna come over here and it's gonna...
You know that colorful flower? That colorful flower is poisonous. It kills people. A bunny says, what a nice flower, let me eat it. It dies. That bunny dies. It croaks. And then there's a dead bunny on the ground.
What the fuck is that?
I think the words you can take away from baseball lover out of those things you just said... Screw time trials. Screw team time trials, prologues, time trials in general. I don't think he's a big fan of those. Yeah. On to the next subject before we go all dark. I mean, it's not the dark weekly rant, it's more of the enlightenment and joyful and colorful. That's a great word. Colorful. Preview? What?
Color code. Because Fias is here.
But that's already 1 year old.
Gotta listen to your writers.
Whoa.
Now we just started singing. This took a very bad turn out of nowhere. Back on track, guys. So let's look at some of the teams and look at what they are bringing. Let's first of all look at the sprinters, because that's a very limited field in the Vuelta Espana, so I think it's easiest by taking a view of those first. TheChudude, which of these sprinters going to the Vuelta Espana are your favorites?
I really like Buhani. Degenkolb is an interesting one because we saw him. He did get a few shots at the Tour and really didn't do that much. I expected him to actually win a stage in the Tour. That didn't happen because he's been sprinting really well leading up. I mean, we saw that in one of the American races. I think it was Amgen to California.
Correct.
He did challenge Cavendish really closely, but it's also going to be interesting to see how Cavendish goes after the injury. There's not that many sprinters in there. Sagan, if you count him as one, we might see just a random guy just pop out of nowhere, from like a team like one of the Caja Ruals or the
like if a Farah would go.
Yeah.
I think
even the Nathan Haas, we never know.
Nathan Haas is not a sprinter. He's a puncher.
Can sprint.
Well,
he can sprint.
You don't need to be a sprinter in the Vuelta Espana. If we saw last year, let me open up this for you guys watching on screen right now. If we saw last year, it wasn't really the sprinters who won the stage. It was more the punchers who went out there. I mean, there's not a single
punchers like Dan
sprinter.
Martin. Then you put Dan Martin in. Nathan Haas has no room to lead on this team.
Well,
you got Dan Martin for that. That's why
a lot
Dan
of
Martin
Michael
exists.
Matthews stages.
Okay.
Michael Matthews is going to it.
Okay, let me just read this off. So, the guys on Skype, you can currently see this. I'm currently screen sharing to you guys. So, the stages by Pro Cycling Stats are classified as flat stages, were won by Mikkel Mørkov, Schnick Stibar, Phil Schilbert, and Michael Matthews. None of those guys I would classify as pure sprinters.
What's the final stage? The final stage, who got second on that?
Nobody that really matters in the show. But you see the big names are there.
So. But last year didn't have as big as sprinters, I think. I mean, last year's Vuelta was like no sprinters. This year we got like 2 sprinters.
Degenkolb, Farah,
Degenkolb wasn't there. Degenkolb was not there. Nikias Ahn was there as their favorite, as their leader.
That's not. No, he was definitely there, wasn't he?
Well,
I'm looking at it right now. Look at the screen
now,
share.
yeah.
Look at the screen share.
Well, last year had the weirdest sprint group.
There were only 4 sprints also.
It was very strange. Yes, last year's we had this weird guys. Was it Guardini or something? Someone was there.
Guardini's not weird. He won a few stages in
He's
in
not
Liquor
weird. He's
Tour.
just different, guys.
Lamprey, didn't Lamprey have a few guys there? I don't know.
Probably did.
Scaponi.
Oh, Argos Shimano.
Lisi.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't have.
Yeah, Richezzi, that's the one.
Oh, he's
From,
so crap.
On the other hand, Tyler Farah finished the race, and it was really good.
What?
And finished the race.
Good job.
That's something that could Roman Sinkeldam finish the race? No. Could Ivan Basso finish the race? No. We'll forget the other rider that couldn't finish the race. Could
Dan Martin.
Heimar Zubel? No. He had his problems that happened. Fabi Ketchelar couldn't even finish the race, but guess who finished the race? Tyler Farah. Also, Wout Poels. Whoa, wait, holy shit. I can now see why Vacan Soleil no longer exists.
Why?
They had 3 guys finish the race. And the
Lotte
guys
Bellisol. Look at
Wout
Lotte
Poels,
Bellisol.
Thomas again, Johnny Huberlin. All their good guys abandoned.
Let's talk about this year's race. That's more important.
Yeah, that's a better...
So, actually, if you've been following the Vuelta a Vargas, and I know I won't throw this one to you two, dude. You don't follow these... you don't speak Spanish as well. I think this one's going to go to Baseball Lover, because him and Code have been having those Spanish conversations in the Skype call lately. Nah, not your brightest moment.
I'm sorry. Yo hablo español.
But if you've been following the Vuelta a Vargas, which is probably one of the best lead-ups if you're a sprinter to the Vuelta a España, because the sprints in Vuelta a Vargas are hilly and difficult, and so will they be in the Vuelta a España. We saw Lobatva win a stage, we saw Reines got up there, we saw Pelucci won a stage, Mondori won a stage. Do you think any of those 4 guys can win a stage in the Vuelta a España this year?
Wait,
No.
Lobato's not
if
named
Labat is going, he has a chance. But
He's not going?
Well, Lobato's not.
I'm gonna.
There's
search
one
it
spot
out.
left. He potentially could go. There's one spot left, so you never
I
know.
think that Quintana will win a stage from the people who won a stage in Burgos.
Oh yeah. Quintana.
Very likely.
That's a wild
I
guess
also
right there.
think that it's possible that Daniel
Owen.
Moreno could win a stage.
It seems like
And
mobs
that
are going for...
Joaquim Rodriguez could win a stage. I think those people could win stages.
Okay, but none of the other 4 guys went to the sprints. Pelucci and Reines are both going, according to IM Cycling.
Pelucci, he's kind of not. He's not consistent, so it anything could happen. But the other guys are usually less than good sprinters, and sometimes they're okay. Look at Lloyd Mondery. He won, right?
Yeah, you want a stage?
Yeah.
When was the last time that he did well in the sprint? I mean, he had like 74 sprint in PCM 11, and I did a story on that. And I mean, look at the other guys. Turgo. I didn't even know he was on AG2R now. That's how irrelevant he's been. So while these guys could have chances, I mean, if a guy like Buhani's going, a guy like Degenkolb, no, I'm not going to see those people ever.
Very valid point. So let's talk about another thing. You said Quintana would have a chance to win a stage. I read an article about Movistar saying they could go for Valverde, they could go for Quintana. It just depends on how the race unfolds.
They're going to go for Quintana.
Well, I'm
So-
just gonna quote the article. They feel that both riders have an equal amount of chance to win the Vuelta a España. So,
Oh my
Baseball
God.
Lovers, you're already saying that they go for Quintana. Why do you think so? Like, are they just making this up to make other people
I
watch
think
out
they're
for Valverde?
patronizing Valverde because he's old and Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that Quintana's really going to win it.
I don't really get what you're saying, Valverde. He just did right to
Valverde
Tour
couldn't even
France.
get a podium in the Tour with Contador and Froome not even there. So you're going to say now he can win the Vuelta. After it's very hard for a guy who did well in the Tour to do well in the Vuelta these days. And, I mean, for a guy that couldn't even get a podium, like, come on. He got beaten by Pinot and Perot. And now you're going to say he can win the Vuelta. Well, it's a good thing you have Quintana on your team to fall back on when it all goes wrong. And you can say, oh, well, we wanted to see dual leadership. Well, okay.
Here's the $1 million question. Who will get number one? Like, who will wear number one from Movistar? Valverde or Quintana? Chu, what do you say?
Quintana.
What do you say?
Well, it's a Spanish race, so they might just give it to Valverde.
That's what I'm thinking.
The only reason they're saying, oh, Valverde and Quintana could both win it, because I think they want to get more fans on board. You know, they're a Spanish team. Deep down, no chance Valverde's going to win it, but you know, Valverde's got the big name, and I think they want to. It's probably
in terms of the racing kit. I think it goes to Valverde because I think that if your guy was in the race last year and he placed highly, then that you have to give him the leader thing, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. What do you think, Fias? Valverde or Quintana?
Valverde.
You think Valverde's going to wear number one?
Yeah.
Out of those two? Okay.
Yeah.
He'll win number 31 or 21.
You mean the finish or what? Or
He'll wear number 21 because Horner will wear number 1, and whoever leads for Astana will get number 11.
It's kind of weird.
What are you saying, Chu?
I was going to ask, who gets number 1? Is it Horner?
It's a leader from Lampre that's going to get it.
No,
that's where Chris Froome is going.
Yeah, Horner gets it.
Or Kinigo.
Oh, yeah. Well, Lampre has the right to give out number 1 to whichever rider they want to give it to. It does not have to land.
But by default, it's Horner.
Yeah. Well, if Horner wants it, I mean, they can give it to Serpe if they wanted to, I mean.
Well, yeah, they could give it to Kunigo. Kunigo died like 6 years ago. So
they're not
they
obligated
could give it to a corpse, a walking corpse on the bike.
Oh.
He's so small, it's like a walking corpse of a small child who's riding a bike in a pink jersey.
Okay, very detailed. Very, very detailed. Very funny. But, okay, so I think that one of the, not too long ago, a guy named Alberto Contador, which you all should be very familiar with, announced that he will be back to ride the Vuelta a España after his failed Tour de France.
After he broke his teeth.
Yeah, it's kind of good. Yeah, I know, right, Flash? It's very, like, they've been saying... What?
He made the video a week before the race. He still had a bandage on his leg. Like, not like a brace or like a training brace. It was still bandaged.
Yeah, I don't really get why he's going.
What the hell is he doing?
I think he wants to get something while he still can. I mean, it's
so horrible.
like entire season.
I just don't want him to, like I don't want to see his leg split in half on the bike. And like,
what are you saying, Chu?
It looked like the same bandage that was still on from the Tour de France when they bandaged it on the side of the road.
I can see that. But my main question was, now, Froome is coming back, Contador is coming back, Rodriguez is in form now, he's actually targeting the Vuelta a España. How much can we expect from these guys, too? Like, if this was the Tour de France, sure, we'd say, oh, this guy could get number 1 without any doubt. But a guy like Contador coming back from an injury, can we expect him to be up there with the best? What do you think, Chu?
Well, the injury he had was a broken tibia, I think. It's made it out to be really bad. It's not actually as bad as what you think it may be. Like, it's your shin bone, that seems really bad, but it's not as bad. We've seen... I think earlier this year Visconti had the same injury. It took him a while, but I think Contador with his special doctors, he's probably got somewhere around in Spain. Probably going up
something.
Already.
Can you get a TUE or like, TUI, whatever it is? I forget. Remember. Can you get that for like EPO to heal tibia?
Yeah, how can you ride already for Vuelta when you crashed in a downhill with 70 kilometers an hour?
The message they sent out was that he's been climbing without pain, so I assume he's going to be good to go. But you know, anything can happen. He might as well. He could be going for stage wins. But I think if he's going for a GC. So there's a good chance of him going for it. I don't know if he'll win it, but
is Croatia cleared now?
No, he's actually suspended now.
Like, he got officially suspended now. Because if he was back, like this is the big controversy part right here. If Croatia goes here, I don't think Contador would have went. I think Contador would have sat back and just watched Croatia get a top 5 placement.
Well, it's kind of the problem with Saxo or Tinkoff, because they had Roach, Micah, and Rogers all go to the Giro Tour. So that was a bad idea. They shouldn't have done that.
What was their plan for the Vuelta a España? Just bring all the domestiques who didn't ride a Grand Tour yet, and hey, have fun!
Just
go out there.
Everybody that's a domestique or crashed. Unfortunately for them, Roach and Micah and Rogers all made it through the Grand Tours, and so they were counting on this not happening. They were going to actually make them all crash, but it didn't work out.
I think it is different.
Once Contador crashed, they couldn't make them crash anymore because they needed.
What do you think, Fias?
Okay, in the Tour de France, when Kreuziger was not yet suspended and banned from the Tour de France, Micah was, I think, then going to Vuelta. So the leader was going to be Micah in the Vuelta, but now Micah did the Tour. I think now they are just going for stage victories. I don't know.
Yeah. I would love to see Contador not go for GC. And then if he just rides into form, he's feeling good that third week, just blows up a mountain stage, like destroys it.
Could be fun to
Micah.
watch. Yeah, start winking to the camera, Micah style. Yeah, it could be fun to watch. But I'm looking at this list that Tingo Saxobank currently has. I don't see one crucial guy. I'm happy to see 4 Danish guys on here at least, but I'm missing one Dane, and he won a stage last year. It's Michael Murkoff. With all the stupid sprints I've seen in the Vuelta a España, anything can happen. You gotta bring your best sprinter. And I don't think Mathieu Brachel's the best sprinter.
You got to go to the Tour, so they just don't want to bring... They don't want to overcrowd Danish society with their stupid riders and things of that nature on their cycling team. Also, their team is not finished, so they could easily eliminate all... they could eliminate 3 of those guys.
No, they're probably going to take out 4 of those guys. This was the exact same thing that happened for the Tour de France. We had, like, Chris Anger Sørensen, Nicky Sørensen, Mathieu Brachel, and what's his name, Michael Murkoff on the pre-list and the preliminary list. They took out 3 out of 4 guys and only left Michael Murkoff on the squad, who really didn't do much. So it's kind of a shame to not see a Danish team in heart, not really on paper, not bring that many Danish riders. It's a shame. A team like Belkin don't have those issues, but they... Wait, Fias, do you know if Belkin got a contract? I don't remember, actually. Did they get a...
Yeah, they're Pro Conti now.
Oh, they're Pro Conti?
They're probably going to be Pro Conti next year.
Okay, so that leaves me a question
but they got Kelderman and Gesink back.
But that leaves
They're going to be World Tour.
Yeah, they are going to be World Tour,
But they lost
right?
Malama.
But if they are Pro Conti, then there's only 17 teams left.
No, some team will get.
So they're missing one team.
Well, what happens normally every year is the bottom 2 teams get
yeah, I know, but you're gonna have an uneven amount of numbers. You're not gonna have the right number of teams. Normally, you have 18 teams in the Pro Tour. But if Belkin goes down, they only have 17 teams left.
Well,
and
then
if
they
bring two up,
where's it standing that Belkin is going down? Are they going? I didn't know that.
No, it's not settled yet. They still don't know how many riders they're going to get, but they might not be able to get a World Tour license if they don't.
Oh.
Because all they have right now is like Kelderman, Gesink.
That shouldn't be a problem.
That's about good riders. They might get 10 Dam, but they lost Malama, who is their biggest leader.
Mm-hmm.
They should just sign like Stefan Schumacher and like Michael Rasmussen. And
Belkin was also going for Walter
Bernard Cole.
Well, I think it's time to get back on topic and with the Vuelta a España, guys. So we're talking about I know, right? We're talking about some of the sprinters and some of the, I guess, think of Saxo Bank Movistar in general. It's time to talk about the GC and who we think can actually win the Vuelta a España, because there are lots of names to take from this pool. Baseball Lover, who do you think is going to be the number 1 favorite to win the Vuelta a España?
Oh, thanks, Failure. I'm gonna pick a real champion here, Carlos Betancourt. He's a little overweight, but just a tad, and he just wanted to wait as late as he could to get into racing shape. So he's actually going to win it. Just nobody knows yet. No, Quintana.
Quintana? Okay. So if you had to make a podium, how would that look like? It would look Quintana at the top, then what would the second and third step be?
Quintana, Rodriguez, Daniel Martin.
You don't think Froome's time trial is going to bring him higher?
Oh, fuck, I forgot Froome was in this race.
Yeah, Froome's going.
Wow.
Fuck, I'm done. I don't want to talk about a race Froome's in.
Okay, see you later then.
You just ruined my life. Why couldn't we just...
Okay, so next up...
He really left.
No, I kicked him.
Oh, you kicked him. Okay.
No, he said he was done, so I was like, you're done, okay.
Okay.
No, sorry. You had to be timed out there for a second. I couldn't resist. For the guys listening on SoundCloud, I just pulled the Skype call onto screen so you guys could see it. And then when he said I'm done, I touched the hang up call button, and now he's hanging me out to dry. I'm not answering when I'm calling him again. So and he's back, guys.
Froome, Quintana, and then Rodriguez. Okay, that's it.
It's a very, very valid top 3. TheChudude, let me hear your top 3 for GC.
Froome. Oh, no, wait. Quintana's going to win it. Froome's going to get second. And third is going to be a man named...
Michael Matthews.
I feel like Aru's going to do something. I feel like Fabio Aru is going to get a podium.
You do?
Yep.
It's a very valid point. Let me hear yours, Fias. I'm very interested to see how you're going to put yours.
I also think that Quintana's going to be first. Mm-hmm. And second is going to be... I think Chris Froome. And third... I don't see... I'm not just watching the list, by the way.
Okay, one question,
It's going to be Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm. One question, though, guys. Yeah. Why do you guys put Froome so high on your list? You don't know what he's going to do in this race. He's just as suspicious to me as Contador is right now. I mean, if you have a Veil Games team, I would not pick Froome. Or Contador, for that sake. They're just... they're so risky. Like, you don't know what they're bringing to this race, mentality-wise and leg-wise. Like, did they prepare at all? I mean, they set their entire season up for the Tour de France, and now it's all come crumbling down, and they have to go to the Vuelta a Espana. Are they ready for this, mentally and physically? What do you think, Chu?
I think Sky... I think they got this. I really think Froome... Who knows? They do a lot of training camp work. They don't do much races to prepare for it, so we really don't know. But, I have my faith in Froome. I feel like he can recover in time, and he's been posting... I've been following his Twitter. He's been posting a lot of training pictures, so I guess he's fine. But, yeah, no, Froome's a professional. I think he'll get up for it.
But Froome didn't really crash that hard.
What?
He just crashed a lot. He crashed a lot.
He had 2 broken wrists.
Yeah, he's broken. You have to ride your bike. You can't hold on to the handlebars if you have 2 broken wrists.
But I wouldn't say having a broken part of your leg is worse as a cyclist.
I have Froome just high on my list because it's Froome. I just feel he's gonna get wins anyway.
Froome is gonna win because he is known for, in 2011 was everybody thinking, wow, Froome hasn't showed much this year. Is he gonna get second in the Vuelta to a known doper? I don't know. No, people were saying that would be crazy. He's not going to do that. But then he pulled something out of his bag. Blood doping. EPO. No. And
this is
artificial
all opinion-wise,
EPO.
By the way, guys. There's no facts. It's
cortisone. Whatever he could find in his bag. He just pulls it right out of his bag, his hat, and his socks. And he goes out there and he gets second in the Vuelta to Kobo. And we all know how Kobo is. Kobo's now ready for a continental team, like Stefan Schumacher or Kim Kirchen or Michael Rasmussen.
Yeah. And,
the reason for that is that he's a doper. So you just add Froome to that mix. Froome is now, he'll know what drugs that need to be had. Him and Team Sky, they got this down. And they'll know what drugs to give him, what days, and he'll just ace it in the performance-enhancing drugs column, and then he'll win.
I just feel like you need to say that that's all in your opinion. Because some
that is
people
all
might...
in facts, exactly.
Exactly, that's not what it is. Because some people might take it out of context and be like, oh my god, we heard it here first.
Oh my god, Froome is
doped. Yeah. Yeah, you never know. It's going to make headlines in their Kip tomorrow.
Never listen to our predictions.
Kept out of Vuelta for dope.
What are you saying,
He'll just forget another EPOTUE.
Oh, what are you saying, Chu?
We never get our predictions right, so
yeah.
be wise not to listen to us.
This is good then.
We never get our predictions right? Who predicted Nibali for the Tour de France this year as the only one out of the 3 of us?
You didn't say he was going to win, did you?
No, I said he's going to be top 3. Which,
I had seen Dauphiné and I had seen Talansky poning Nibali, and I did not think that I did not think that would happen.
I'm pretty sure my Team Fortress 2, no, Tour de France, my Tour de France top 3 at the beginning was Froome first, Valverde second, Nibali third. See, Nibali.
I had Nibali third as well.
I had Nibali about 6th, but that was just because Talansky was still in the race at that point. And Talansky was going to beat everyone until he made some bad decisions and some bad things happened to him, and now he's dead.
But I do very agree with you guys.
Except he's going to Vuelta.
I do agree with you guys that our predictions are way off.
Yeah, so if I say that Froome's going to win, this is actually a good thing because now he won't.
Next level strategies. I think it's time to move over. Like, we were talking about a GC, guys. We talked about the I guess the green jersey. What is that in the Vuelta?
What's that, blue?
Is it blue? Yeah, it's Sure jersey. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's what it's called, isn't it?
Azura. Azura is blue. Azure is blue, so Azura would be blue.
Let's see. Yeah, Azura.
Yeah. I know. I'm Espanol, people. I see.
So so we talked about those two things. I think it's time to take a look at the stages because we can talk all we want about the riders, but they also have to ride something. I mean, there's not just riders for no reason. They got to ride some stages. Which of these stages do you think will bring the most impact? Are we going to see some of these mountain stages have a lot of impact, or are we going to see the time trials having a lot of impact? What do you think?
Whichever one Lawson Craddock is good at.
Oh, what do you think, Fias? Which stages are you looking most forward to, Fias?
The last week, stage 14, 15, and 16.
Can you describe why?
There are all mountain stages, so we will see the GC just changing a lot, and that's why I like them. But these time trials, I think about no, I don't really think it's gonna matter. I don't know why. I just don't feel it's gonna change a lot.
If I can see where you're coming from, but if you say Froome is gonna win it, Froome is gonna win the Vuelta a España in the time trials. He's gonna take stage 10 is a 34-kilometer, somewhat hilly time trial. Froome could take a lot of time there. What do you think, Chu?
Yeah, quite honestly, he could. But for the GC, all these contenders we got right now, they got so much question marks over it. And when you got that many questions over it, I think one guy's going to dominate. And we're going to see probably first or second real mountain stage, and it's going to be sorted. You pretty much know who the winner is going to be. I feel like it because we could easily see Froome, Contador bombing out. We don't know what other guys like Aru, Quintana. Well, Quintana seems to be riding good, so we can actually see one guy just tearing it apart again. But it could be really close. But if those mountain stages are relevant, it's going to be a good race. But I really doubt it's going to go to stage 14, 15, 16. There's a lot of mountain stages before that as well. So I think we're going to really know who's going to be a winner after probably stage 11, after the first TT and another mountain stage. Yeah.
Valid points. What do you think, Baseball Lover? Which one, if you had to pinpoint one single stage, which one single stage are you looking most forward to?
Probably 16, because you look at all these stages, and the Vuelta always is we have 15 mountaintop finishes, but look at all of them and tell me one that has 3 or 4 mountains actually before it, besides that one.
Do you think they matter then?
Second category, at least. And there is none. They're all here's a flat, here's rolling hills, and then a big climb. So if you want something that's actually going to be decisive, to me, it's that, because you see that, and now you have a stage that actually has mountains before the climb and has a climb hard at the end. And I think it's definitely going to be decisive if the TTs, but I think the TTs are going to be decisive for that reason. If there's not enough attrition on those climbs, the TTs can be decisive.
Mm-hmm. I look forward to it as well. Stage 16, we all, once in a lifetime experience. We experienced that in the Challenge Dauphiné when we saw Talansky and company go in that wild attack. You'll never see that again, but a stage like this invites people to do it. It says, we've got the terrain, if you bring the legs, we'll pull it off. So a stage like this really just says, come on, go in the attack, you can do something in a stage like this. If you like, I'm sure we all remember, at least I remember, the Mont Ventoux stage from the Tour de France last year, which is really, really boring. It was just 200 kilometers, where 200, it was 180 that was flat, and 20 kilometers that was up, and Froome just went away. So you sat there for like 5 hours, just waiting for Froome to attack in the end. Very boring, so I agree with you, Baseball Lover stage 16 looks like a real gem. So, I think that is all so far that can be spoken about this in certain... Like, favorites are out of the way, states are out of the way. Is there anything else you guys would like to discuss? You can start first as a guest. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss about the Vuelta a España or cycling in general at this moment?
No.
Check out Cycling Hub.
You always need to do that.
If the Cycling Hub survives the Vuelta a España, there's an archive on there, guys. But if it doesn't, there'll be 20 different cycling hubs with one video a day. You guys can go watch it there. We're currently up to Cycling Hub 14. We've been named Cycling Hub World Tour, Cycling Hub PT, Cycling Hub HD, Cycling Hub...
how much accounts are you subscribed? How much cycling apps do you have shooted on your subscription?
I got a lot. That's a few.
I don't even subscribe anymore.
No,
you see all these you see all these exclamation marks next to them. It means they're all taken down. So.
Well, okay, actually, speaking about Cycling Hub, this is not really Vuelta a España related, but it kind of is. Like, it's on the verge, but what do you think about these big companies taking down YouTube channels for advertisement? This is free advertisement for their events. Some people will go out and pay money for stuff like this, but sites like the Cycling Hub, or companies, I don't want to say companies, that sounds like a bad term, but YouTube channels like Cycling Hub, which there are now many of, because many people have copied our
name.
Yeah, also our name. I blatantly just copied our name, Cycling Hub with the capitalized HUB. But other event would pay money to have people to record their stuff and put it out on the internet so other people could find it, so it'd be looking more attractive for the other people. When cycling is not the most attractive sport in the world, so it needs the free advertisement it can get, it needs the good reputation it can get, and it gets that off stupid crashes, like, the Wiggins bike throw that gets 300,000 views. Oh, no cycling, I know that stupid thing that went out on the road. Peter Sagan throwing his bike, Stinek T-Bar crashing, that currently has 200,000 views.
Marcel Kittel throwing his bike on cycling videos.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Some random guy celebrating early.
Oh, that had 800,000 views before it got taken down by Eurosport. And that leads me to the question: do you think it's a smart business decision to take down videos like this, not just the Cycling Hub, but other channels as well? I'm not gonna ask Fias because I know he's biased with me, but TheChudude, you can start.
They own the video, so they can do whatever they want. But saying that, if they're smart, they should have their own archive somewhere where you can watch it, because it doesn't help.
They do. Where can I watch?
Where can I watch the Vuelta Burgos final kilometers? I don't know. It's nowhere.
I was mainly I was talking about Eurosport though, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, basically, the sport in general needs as much publication as much as possible. If I miss a stage, how am I going to see it? If cycling torrents is illegal, how else am I going to watch anything? I can't find highlights anywhere. We have to rely on these things unless they make their own little archives, or I don't know, where you can just watch anything you want. So maybe even make a subscription for it. I don't care. I'll pay a couple bucks a year or a couple bucks a month to watch all the cycling races, I guess. But if they're not doing anything about it, and they're taking videos down, it's kind of a shame, because I've seen a lot of comments from guys out there who say I'd quite happily pay for Cycling Hub to watch the videos there, and it's a shame, but it is what it is. And people are very copyright sensitive right now in these modern days, even with music. Yeah.
Well, at least I can tell we're currently working on a website for Cycling Hub where we can get our own archive where it's not YouTube based. But it's gonna be it's gonna be a big downside for us though. But it's gonna be a big transition. I'm currently, Fias and I are currently looking on something like that. But yeah, Baseball, what do you think? I don't know how much baseball you know about YouTube, but there are two options when you have a copyright infringement. You can either have a copyright claim, which is basically you earn the rest of the money this video makes from the moment you claim the video is still up, it still gets the views, but now it's another person earning the money. Or you can have a copyright strike where you basically remove the video, and once a certain channel reaches 3 strikes, the channel gets taken down, which happened to us several times now.
Yeah, I've had claims on my videos. For like music in the background and stuff. But obviously it didn't affect me because So I think that it's really a double-edged sword, and as much as that's cliche, it's true. If you have something like Cycling Hub, and somebody watches a few videos and thinks, wow, I'm really getting into this, and then they go out and they watch cycling, and that's good for Eurosport. Now, if you say, that's decent, I can watch this for 2 minutes a day, and you just check Cycling Hub every day, and you don't really care that much, and you just want to watch the final K or something, then that's not really good for them because you just took their business. So it really depends on what happens, and I think it is good for them to have an archive. I don't know why they don't, and that's why I love this Cycling Hub, and I think it's useful. But in terms of them, I mean, it really just matters what happens and the circumstances of it. If you look at like Universal Sports, who broadcast the Vuelta and used to broadcast the Giro in America, if you look at that, then they actually do have an archive. So like they have all their stages, they have like a little highlight and then the final K in like a 3 to 4 minute video. At least they did a few years ago for about 3 or 4 years, and that was really good. So I'm surprised that other companies don't do the same thing on their YouTube channels. But if they don't, I mean, Cycling Hub is great. I use it. So,
well,
that's good.
The thing is though that other channels or other companies do have their archives, like Eurosport. You can go onto their website, which is a very important keyword, a website, to get the views, but nobody is ever gonna go to a British, or I guess Eurosport is French, but it's also British, if you want to watch...
I'm geo-locked out of that, so I can't even...
You're geo-locked. If you're from if you're not from Europe, you can't watch it. Eurosport is only for Europeans only, which is a really stupid decision, but I guess...
It's racism.
No, I think it's something with the license. They can only cover so much, then Universal Sports enters their turf or something like that. But this is basically the entire reason. You have to go to a separate website that's not YouTube. YouTube is the home of videos. Or just like, if you want to watch a video, where do you go? You go on YouTube. If you want to see if somebody's done it before, you go to YouTube. You don't go to MySpace, you don't go to Facebook, you don't go to Arto or whatever the hell you've done in the past.
You don't go to RedTube, you don't go to
well, it depends on what kind of video you're looking for.
What kind of cycling videos are you watching, man?
I don't know. I got to the weird side of YouTube and somebody gave me a link and it was all downhill.
Oh, I see. But so I think the main reason about other companies and their archives is the fact that they don't use YouTube, and they wouldn't. A company like Eurosport wouldn't have copyright issues on YouTube because they're the only company that could copyright them. So unless they copyright strike themselves, then they should not have an issue.
No, this YouTube channel took our third-party content. Okay, man, take it down. Wait, that was us. What did you done?
You retard! But so this leads me to the question, and I know this is stupid because I'm in here, like I'm basically co-owner of the Cycling Hub with Fias. But do you think a company like Eurosport should contact a company like Cycling Hub and have a cohesive work ethic together? Like they should deliberately work together to create a Eurosport brand and say, here's a YouTube channel. That would be a
brilliant idea.
Because
that could happen.
That would be a win-win for us, even.
I know, because that's something. That's the way out I've seen of all this trouble we've had. But then I'm kind of like, you have to work for somebody, and you would only be forced to only do Eurosport. You couldn't do the Vuelta a Burgos because that's some sort of Spanish television.
Yeah.
There are pros and cons. Guys,
it's a whole mess.
Let me hear you in the comment section below. What do you think is the solution to the Cycling Hub and YouTube and copyright infringement and all this stuff? Cycling is the only sport where you're technically allowed, like you're not allowed, but they kind of encourage you to video record it. Because if you film anything from a football game, if you film anything from the World Cup, you get taken down. I think some people have seen that because people were trying to make this the soccer hub, not us. I've seen other people try to do that, but
also Dota hub or something.
Oh, but you get taken down so very fast. FIFA is not as lenient as ASO and Base 79 is. So cycling is the only sport that can make this happen. But let me hear you guys in the comment section below. We have now reached the end of this week's weekly rant. Thank you very much, Fias, for being on here as our special guest.
No problem. Thank you for having me here.
Yep, go to his channel, watch him play his top sport fan career. He's currently in his second season. He's doing very good. He is a very experienced career player, I'd say, after your color code reaching like 3 seasons, and now you're in your second season of top sport fan. It's very fun to watch. Go and watch Baseball Lovers videos. You have your Guineas, or what is it called?
I have Guinness Cycling, but I'll start a PCM 14 series soon, and I know there's also another PCM 14 series in the works with a certain someone, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, go to watch his stuff. He's an upcoming YouTuber. He's not Clem. TheChudude,
I'm not the new PCM YouTuber.
Go watch TheChudude. He's got his Topic Tuesdays. He talks about various topics around
abortion,
the world.
homelessness.
You had a video about copyrights infringement in cycling. Go watch that video. It touches on this topic that we talked on about in this weekly rant. He's got his other stuff on there. He just made a part 1 of his own career. Go to watch that as well. So you got 3 careers to choose between. You got Top Sport Fan, and you've got the Guinness cycling records, and you got TheChudude's new
Subway.
Your Subway, where you're playing with like Ebel Boos and Harkin and George Hincapie and random
and
guys.
your MLC, of course.
Mm-hmm. And watch
Failure
out.
has this thing called MLC as well. I don't know if you've heard of it, but check out his channel. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
This is his channel.
Or unless you're on SoundCloud.
Oh, then still check out his channel.
Or you're on Daily. And you're still checking out the Daily.
Click the YouTube button then.
Or you
subscribe to Failure.
Don't be lazy. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys around.